Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing tonight? Welcome back to Hollywood After Dark for the what the goddamn day is it here? I'm gonna take a look here.
Who gives a shit?
The fourth, the 14th. It doesn't matter. Well, everyone's under pandemic lockdown right now. So, as Tom Hanks said on SNL the other day, every day is just today.
Oh.
All right, every day is just today.
We're all going crazy.
We're all
I'm
going
loving it.
crazy.
I've been saying for a while though, people are like, I hear all these people talking about practicing isolation and social distance, and as far as I'm concerned, like I've been doing this shit for like a year now because I don't fucking like people. So as far as I'm concerned, I've been training. I went through all of the preseason training. It's the big game. I'm ready to take it home now.
Well, that's the way. Yeah, I'm the same way. Like any YouTuber right now is just like, it's another day. It doesn't change. Like I know Chris Reagan on Twitter is like, I'm going insane, because he lives like in the heart of Burbank. And so, he's probably used to just going out and not doing YouTube content. But the rest of us are just like, yeah, we live in our rooms.
Well, it's not just that. Also, like I actually haven't had a chance to talk with you about this, but so like where I live, Manchester, New Hampshire. Like I used to go out to the bars and the restaurants and stuff just to get out of the house, have some social interaction, right? Break up the day, get a drink. And now I can't, and I'm noticing I don't really miss it because the one memory that springs to mind was like one of the last times I went out to one of the bars downtown here. And granted, I was day drinking, but I'm a writer. I'm allowed. And
yeah, keep telling yourself that. Yeah, keep telling yourself that.
Yeah, so I go in there. This guy comes in. Now, here's the thing. Like, not a lot of. Here's an interesting point. Like, anytime you catch an Adam Sandler movie, right, and he does that retarded voice of his,
yeah,
he's not making that up. There are people a block away from me easily who talk like that normally, and this guy rolls in. He's this regular. He's like, "Oh, bro, I just got my fucking tax return." Oh, yeah, that's great. Yeah, I just got some fucking ink. You want to see? And like inside, I'm just saying, no, I don't. I really don't. And then I was just like, sure. And he pulls his sleeve up, and I shit you not, along the entire bottom of his forearm, he's got a Monster Energy logo tattooed. That's what he spent his fucking tax return money on. He's like, oh yeah, it's the beginning of a fucking sleeve, bro. And I'm thinking, yeah, you're gonna get Calvin pissing on a Ford logo or something, maybe a fucking Pennzoil logo somewhere, even though you don't own a fucking car. And so I gotta say, being forced to stay home and drink by myself makes life here considerably more tolerable.
Well, that's good. I mean, you have been home a lot by yourself. I know that because I follow you on Twitter and on Facebook.
And that's why I'm on Twitter.
And that's why, yeah, that's quite frankly, there's really nothing else to do. So
I learned the true meaning of the word shitpost when I realized, like, wow, I use Twitter when I'm on the can a lot. Oh, I get it.
Yeah, no, when I'm on Twitter, I use it a lot when I'm like feeding my kids and I just want to like fire off a shit post or something. But so even
you're able to negotiate the phone while nursing an infant like that.
Oh, dude, it's I got one of those pop socket things, whatever they're called. Right?
Is that like the bra where like you can like open the little hatch and your nipple pops out so you can feed your kids?
Yeah, it's something like that, but it's for your cell phone, so it's great.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's like a nipple for the back of your cell phone.
I need a moment. I just pictured you actually breastfeeding a child. Now I just need a moment.
Well, there you go. Welcome to the party, pal.
Fucking why did I do that to myself?
But no, really, I mean, like my personal life hasn't changed much because I still do the deliveries, right? So like I'm going out and I'm like delivering people's food, but I'm making like bank right now because everyone is.
Matt Jarbo is essential for once.
Well, that is probably the most accurate criticism of me ever in this particular point in time. That would be all right.
I am the opposite of essential, even when things are good. So don't worry.
Well, I don't view myself as being like overtly essential, but apparently, people do, because I get told thank you a lot, you know? Like I had some lady, I'm in the parking lot and she sees me like with carrying food and she's like, "Oh, are you a delivery driver?" And I'm like, "Yes, ma'am, I am." And she's like, "You're a hero." And I'm like, "No, no, I'm not." She's like,
Fucking
"No."
Uber Eats is gonna be up there on like we had the post 9/11 memorials for like, you know, we salute our firemen and our police, and now it's like we salute our McDonald's employees and our Uber Eats gig drivers.
We've really fallen far on that level in this particular country, I would say. But right now, it's really funny because people, I mean, they're legitimately scared, and there's good reasons to be. And all these, you know, all of these celebrities are like, get out there and thank your delivery driver. It's like your grocery delivery person, and I'm like, yeah, thank them with cash.
Dude, when I went last time I went grocery shopping, I asked the kid, and I mean a kid, like he was like 17, right? And he's bagging my groceries up. And I'm like, and I'm looking around, like everyone's got gloves and masks on, everyone's spacing out, and it's, you know, the way it should be. And I ask him, like, yeah, so how many times people call you a hero today? And he's like, a few. I'm like, how's that feel? He's like, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone said that they've tried that, and I'm just like, ma'am, here's your Arby's.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I mean, like,
now give me anything over $5.
yeah, the fucking like the medical workers, right? The people who are like trying to save lives, and the people who like, you know, dipshits like Mark Dice like shitting on because, you know, Mark Dice, that guy. I mean, in terms of genuine like social capital, that man's basically like Bear Stearns right now. But you know, they're out there like really fucking like risking their shit. And everyone's like, oh, these grocery store workers and these fast food workers and these delivery workers are so brave. It's like, they're not brave, motherfucker. They can't afford to not work.
Pretty much. Yeah.
The fuck kind of trip are you on?
But I mean, at the same time, it's like, so I recently started doing Instacart as well, which pays like exceptionally better, but it is way, way more hassle oriented. And so
Really?
the other, yeah. So, I mean, it's delivery shopping. It's, you know, I go to the store, I buy someone's food. They give me a list, obviously. I do their shopping, and then I deliver the food to them. It's a basic, straightforward principle, right? Very simple to do. The problem, though, is that there's been so many people doing this now that Instacart has been throwing out like 3 orders at once. So you'll accept one, and it was like I did one the other day, and it was like $30. What would be my payout for doing this? And it'd take about an hour to do. Which, if you think about it, 30 an hour is not bad.
Yeah.
So I get to the store, it's packed as all fucking hell. I get there and I start going through the list, and I have 3 individual orders to fill. And this is like, you know, it's pretty basic, but this one woman just keeps adding and adding and adding, and it's not through the app.
Oh God, yeah, I know that feeling.
Right. So if it's through the app, then that calculates my general tip. Right. That calculates my general tip. And they didn't do it through the app. So I'm doing it manually, which doesn't then add anything to what I'm earning. And she added about 15 items on top of, and the thing is, like, when you open the app and you go, okay, well, like someone wanted like Nabisco, or they wanted Pop-Tarts, it'll tell you what aisle that shit's on. So you can zigzag through a store pretty quickly. This is just like, she's like, can you get me some bacon and shrimp pasta? And I'm like, where the fuck is that at?
Yeah, I can. I'm sorry.
Like, check the aisle.
And I got enthusiastic.
Yeah, well, I thought I would. I was like, yeah, I'll help you out, you know. And then she's like, okay, can you get me like I need lemons, and I need potatoes, and I need marshmallows, and I need all. She just kept adding and adding and adding and adding. And at one point, like, we had my cell phone's almost dead because this took an hour and 45 minutes. It was supposed to take less than an hour. Took an hour and 45 minutes. My phone's almost dead. I'm in line. She has to review items in order to let me finish the checkout process. She's not doing it. We're having a massive miscommunication via text. I'm afraid my phone's going to die 1% left. The clerk just goes, listen, keep in mind, I had 3 orders on the conveyor belt. Each of them are separated. And then the guy just goes, listen, dude, if she's not going to figure it out, like, I've got to move you along. So we had to take everything off, put it back in the cart. And then I had to go out and I had to leave with customer service, go out, charge my phone. And I'm trying to text her. I'm like, look, I just need you to approve this. And then she's like, well, can you just give this to someone who knows what they're doing? And I'm like, I just started doing this, right? So I'm like, I was already pissed off. And I just said, look, you've cost me time, you've cost me money. I have been wasting it adding all of these additional items that you've been asking me for, while trying to fill 2 other orders. I will not be talked down to. I will not be dismissed or diminished. And I just want you to know that. And I
that
just
is the story of how Matt became a communist.
And that is the story of how Matt got a very bossy woman to apologize and give him a 5-star rating. She's like, well, I'll just give you a 5-star rating. I'm like, I prefer cash, but whatever, man. You know, it just,
That's all I want to know. You got a will, and where, if you do, where do I fit into it?
yeah, I see you got a little dog. I see you have a little dog. What's that dog worth to you? Because I could not
own your house.
No, she lives in an old folks home. She lives in a retirement facility. So, you know, yeah, then that would hold you. I mean, look, for the most part, I deliver to mostly old people, and I'm totally cool with that. Like they're chill. You know, they don't want to go out there the most, you know, impacted by this right now.
Well, I mean, that story you told just now, though, I mean, that's a little fucked up in that, like, one of the things I've found when I go grocery shopping, and it's one of those little things, even now, that I notice people aren't really thinking about. So, like, I don't have gloves. I haven't been able to find any, you know, fucking latex surgery gloves or anything yet. So, like, I only touch, when I leave the house, I only touch what is absolutely necessary. And if I go to a shop or a store or something like that, right, I look carefully now, more carefully than I did before. I look carefully at what I'm about to put in my cart. Because to my mind, I don't know that I don't have coronavirus, right? I don't know that I'm, you know, maybe I'm fucking immune. Who knows? But what I do know is that if I touch something and I pick it up, I'm buying it. I'm not going to pick something up. Oh, this looks good, and put it down. Because on the off chance, even if I picked something up along the way somehow, I'm not taking that extra step to spread the shit.
Yeah.
But it's funny, like, well, it's funny though to see also, you go to the grocery store and when you see the kind of things people are, well, I've seen, like what people are buying, right? Same thing at the liquor store too. This whole fiasco has really, like, kind of, it's uncovered or made or laid bare a lot of really interesting things about people, like priorities, for instance. So you show up at the grocery store maybe after it's been ravaged, right? So you're gonna notice, like, the bread aisle has been fucking torn through, and you're gonna notice the pasta line is gone, yeah, and eggs are going up. And meanwhile, I'm thinking, like, okay, well, on the one hand, okay, so I can't get this shitty cheap pasta, but I can go over to the Asian food section and I can get rice noodle linguine, which I kind of think is better, and I can make lo mein. Cool. And it's like, then you're like, you go through the bread aisle, bread's gone, but all the flour is still there. It's like, do you not know how this works? Like,
well, and that's the thing. People want convenience.
Yeah,
you
well,
know?
fuck that. Because I mean, I see the meme. Actually, I saw Maddox yesterday. It was like, so I guess about 30% of you know how to make bread now, and I'm like, I've been making bread for ages. The fuck is wrong with these people? Like, we've been doing this for thousands of years. It's not a fucking science. You look on YouTube, you see like basic white bread recipes suddenly have like 2, 3, 4 million views. Like, wait a second, are you telling me you didn't know how that shit happened? Like,
There's also this really convenient thing called a cookbook.
Yeah, it's like fucking learn to cook.
Yeah, that's what I should do right now. That's what you should do right now, Nick. Is if you want to revitalize your channel, just start doing fucking cooking videos, right? Just
drag my C920, my priceless, by the way.
Yeah, they're going for so much money. I have 2 of them. And I'm like, I don't even really use one. And I'm on eBay.
Ready to try and figure out how to fix this one. I don't even know what the fuck's wrong with it, but I'm ready to try and fix it just because I'm like, yeah, you can have us about $200. How does that feel, John Krasinski? You want to be a YouTuber now, huh? How about you, John Oliver?
Yo, God, is that driving you nuts? It's driving me nuts. All these fucking multi-million-dollar, you know, late night hosts, and they're like, I have to broadcast from home, and I'm doing it through a potato, and, you know, and then you have like some, you know, idiot YouTuber in his closet that's all like, okay, I've got OBS rigged, I've got like good sound, I've got a good setup.
No, you know what I love watching, and you might have noticed it too. I think it happened like probably over like it happened last week. is so we went from like Seth Meyers and Colbert and all of the other late night hosts being like, "Hi, it's me from my home," and you can tell it's just like they're just using their fucking laptop mic or something.
Yeah,
it's like a built-in mic, and then and then a week goes by, and suddenly they're like, "Hey, wait a second! If I use one of those lavalier mics like I use on my own show, which I have at home here, it'll sound better." Like, oh no shit! Congratulations! You don't sound like you're broadcasting from a fucking garage now. Meanwhile, Bo of the Fifth Column is literally recording in his garage. Doesn't give a fuck. The rain can hit the tin roof. No one fucking cares because they're like, no. You're saying something important, and now we get this really unfortunate chance to see how unfunny these people are, because like I do my show 3 times a week, and I'll be the first to admit, like I'm not always on par. I'm not always there. My jokes don't always land, but I'm used to telling jokes.
Hey, no, I suck. I have to have other people, or else I'm not really funny.
Yeah. Well,
I feel that.
And by the way, I'm so glad we also live in the time now when like a bag of wine is still so it's socially acceptable now. But it's funny because like, you know, your average streamer who, you know, maybe tries to do the late night thing like I do. You know, we know how hard it is in general to tell jokes and not hear anything, and then hopefully you see in the chat people are like LOL this or that, right? But these guys it's just so bad. I had no idea how much the laughter of an audience made those jokes funnier before this happened.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Seth Meyer, I think Seth Meyer is truly funny. I do. I really like him. But it is painful.
You know, he's from my neck in the woods, by the way.
He's what?
He's from my neck.
Yeah. He pulls like he pulls that, you know, New England accent every once in a while.
Yeah, but it's great though, because here's the thing: between him and John Krasinski, you can tell how ashamed people from New England are of coming from here. When they make it big, they do everything in their power to lose that accent. You know, because who wants to fucking hear someone talk about shit like this? Like, oh, hey guys, it's a fucking news tonight. I'm not Bill Burr, so you're gonna have to fucking deal with this now. Like, Bill Burr gets away with it because he's Bill fucking Burr. I don't think it would work for Seth Meyers if he sounded like he was from New Hampshire.
It'd be a lot easier if he started sounding like Peter Griffin.
I do think that these guys, this is the problem. Like John Oliver is finding that niche, right? He's finding that groove.
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Yeah, he's doing okay because he doesn't pause for the joke, or he doesn't pause for the laughter. That's the biggest problem. These guys, like, you know, Colbert is getting better too. Like it's punchier. But what it is the biggest problem is like they tell a joke and then they're trained to pause for the audience to laugh. Yeah. And so when they instinctively pause, you can tell that, and it just becomes this really here's
an interesting thing, like an interesting consideration maybe you might appreciate, Matt. So for the longest time, as new media, right, has been growing, and you know, we get one mindless imbecile after another, you know, making it big, and Andy Warskiing their way into a fiery car crash. You know, we over and over, we've seen, like, you know, new media has brought ordinary people, which is, you know, kind of a good thing, to stardom as it was. But the problem is that, like, especially if they're like a news or political type of person, when they begin getting genuine mainstream attention, their lack of media training and their lack of self-awareness oftentimes fucks them over, right? And we've seen that for years. Now we're seeing the inverse, where we're seeing those who are, you know, professional media people with trading and education and all this shit, right? And they're like, oh, well, fuck, wait a second, I got to do this from my house? How do you do that? I mean, I'm like Ron Burgundy. If somebody's not typing out what I'm saying, I have nothing to say.
Yeah, they really, that's a bigger problem in watching those guys. I've just kind of stopped watching. And you know, I'll tell you what's really bad. The Young Turks, right? Now, the Young Turks are hit or miss regardless. There are people out there who really like them. they cover topics I'm interested in, and so I generally tend to pay attention. But them shooting from home, like you tell they are so coddled, you know, and they were like the first big online news show. They were like the first big ones. They were the first partner channel with YouTube. They were like, you know, we're the underdogs, man. And then you're like, hey, Jank, where the fuck is your microphone, dude? Like, why does it sound like you're recording in a long hallway? Oh, because you are.
Yeah, it's like they wear their lapel mic wrong, so it's like, hey everybody, welcome. Oh.
No, they don't even have lapel mics. They don't even have
they
fucking lapel mics. No, not at all. If you listen to Jank will not use a lapel mic.
Well, no, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't.
I get that.
I'm going along with the bit here because it's funny and I love bagging on these people. I have no idea what you're talking about because I don't fucking watch those people.
That's probably for the best. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I was watching NBC Nightly News just randomly before we started this, and I was it was funny just seeing these people. I'm like, is that actually your home office? Because like, kind of looks like it's a set for when, like, you know, the co-ed needs to graduate college and convince their professor on the desk. Okay, well, all right then, Brian Williams. You have fun on your fucking Pornhub set.
I think it's funny that like Chris Cuomo from CNN is like in his basement. You know?
Oh yeah. Oh, well, I love to like one thing. It's a funny thing with Chris Cuomo I've noticed too, because like I don't really care either which way for the dude. Like, I hope he gets better. Well, he is getting better, and I'm glad of that, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, fuck the Cuomos in general. But like to see him, like, he's all trapped up, and you can kind of see it break a little bit when he does his segments for CNN there. Like, he'll show up, and you can kind of see, like, I'm a fucking tough guy. I can fucking beat this, but no, this is it kicks your ass, bro. Let me tell you, you don't know, bro. You don't know, bro. Like, okay, Chris, calm down. Calm down. You're going to spike another fever and pass. Please, actually, no, keep going. Spike a fever and pass out. On camera right now. Come on.
Well, shit. Did you hear his meltdown today? His meltdown today. Or not his meltdown, but he's like, I hate my job. You know? He's like, I hate what I do. Because he's like, he finally kind of came out and he's like, I don't believe any of this crap. Like, I don't believe what these people talk about. I don't believe. This is actually the best thing about this whole situation when it comes to media, especially the entertainment world, is the standard rule of doing business is no longer going to apply. None. It's just not. Oh, you know.
God. Sir, I don't mean to cut you off here, man, but honestly, like, I didn't want to get off on a rant here or nothing, because then I'd sound like Dennis.
Oh, really? You don't want to go off on a rant? That's not at all what you fucking do all the time? Yeah.
But no, I it's a weird thing. Like, I mean, I found it. There was an article in Daily Beast that came out about a lot of people with depression and anxiety, right, are finding that they feel better right now. And I'm one of them. It's a really fucking weird thing. My depression and anxiety has been so fucking minimal this entire time. And it was tuned up to the max right before all this shit.
Yeah.
For a lot of different reasons. But now none of those reasons seem like they really matter. And one of the things I'm loving to observe is how this situation has, like, all of the bullshit facades are falling away now. Like from like, you know, politically, economically, in terms of media, right? So like politically, like, we get Trump's daily improv sessions, which never get better, but keep trying, buddy.
Yeah, they're fun. They're fun to watch. They're fun to watch the authoritarian in them come out. You know,
hilarious.
The true dictator. I have all the authority. Okay,
and especially when we think about all of the red pill kids out there, like, Trump's my hero. He's anti-authoritarian. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you actually starting to see what everyone else saw?
When Ben Shapiro is coming out, and like a lot of the younger alt-righters are like, well, Shapiro starts making some sense. You're like, what, dude? What's happening here? I don't know.
Like people were saying, like, Fox News has become state media, and now he's like, OANN, my dick tastes like Skittles. Continue, please.
Well, you know, I actually really wonder about OAN, and I wonder its connection to Trump TV, if there is any connection. Now, did you ever hear about this from 2016?
Oh,
I don't think so, no.
Leading into the election, Trump wanted to do what he called Trump TV. It was 24-hour Trump.
I remember.
It was this project they were trying to get off the ground. I think it was to like rent in his hotels originally, but they also wanted it to be like the place to go for up-to-date Donald Trump news. Well, the joke's on them, because if Donald Trump says anything, it becomes front page topics. So, he gets so much free media coverage, but that it's going to eventually completely crumble his entire empire, if it hasn't already in some respects. But he tried to get this off the ground. So OAN, and now it's like, the One American News Network. It's like, no, it's a
Nothing
Trump dick
creepy about
sucking. Yeah.
No.
But listening to that one lady ask those questions, the questions that she asks, with seriousness in the room, and the other reporters.
Oh, no.
You got to see this on Last Week Tonight. Covered it last week.
What really blew my mind with OANN, I think it was like.
Oh, Loose Johnny here says John Oliver confirmed the connection 2 weeks ago. Okay, I got to go back and watch it again. Yeah,
there we go. I mean, the funny thing about that I find too, though, is the fact that, like, I remember, I think it was about 2 weeks ago. It's hard to tell these days. Yeah, it was like in the middle, like they're asking questions about testing. They're asking questions about like flattening the curve, all that, right? All of the mainstream media were doing that. And then OANN's like, it's projected like, like 60,000 people might die. But how does that compare to the endless amounts of unborn children murdered in abortions every year? Like, the fuck are you? What the fuck? How? I mean, it's not even left field because anything left is bad. But typically, you can, like, the right fielder gets, a catch now sometime. And it was just so fucking bizarre. I love it. I honestly do. And this is maybe it's that whole depression, anxiety going away, and like, sort of the Albert Camus absurdism taking over. But I love seeing this. I really do.
Yeah.
Like when we had Grubhub and Postmates, and we had Uber, and we had our favorite cafes, and we had our favorite bars for our favorite, martini, whatever the fuck it was. Like, when we were comfortable, we knew all of this shit was broken. We knew that, like, basically every angle of media was full of shit. We knew that the political establishment was full of shit. We knew that this replacement was full of shit, but everyone tolerated it because, it's like, okay, I got to work fucking 60 hours a week, and then my off time, I'm not going to be bothered with this. Now everyone's got time to pay attention and notice that all of these systems, our healthcare system, the structure of our economy, the very fact that we have people like Glenn Beck and Candace Owens actually out there saying that human lives should be sacrificed in order to secure stock gains. We're all of this is being laid fucking bare. And it's kind of beautiful because, like, it leaves us with one of two paths. Either people will, when all of the dust settles, fight for and insist upon a better system overall, or they're going to go back to business as usual. And when when something like this only worse comes around and we die from it, we get what we fucking deserve.
It's a bit of a nihilistic approach to it, sure, but I would argue that where we are right now is, yes, we are kind of upending that conditioning, right? We're breaking the conditioning of, like, because you can tell the where society stands in regards to its DEFCON 1 to DEFCON 5 to DEFCON 1, where it stands is all dependent on whether or not Starbucks is open. It really is. No, it's true. I'm not even making that up. In my area,
how many Starbucks are
yes,
open?
how many Starbucks are? That's another thing too. So, like, in my area, we have a couple of drive-through Starbucks and a couple of them that are in, like, stores. And so over the course of the past couple of weeks, all of the drive-throughs have been shut down. And even, like, some of the ones you could walk into that people really know about, like at the mall, that's all shut down. So people are not able to get their Starbucks, except if you find one that's open. And there was one that did stay open. The line was insane because it was like, they wanted it. And then, but anyway, so then that one shut down, right? And then I'm sitting there going, like, I want my fucking coffee. And I'm like, I'm calling around trying to find a Starbucks that's fucking open. And I found one, but it was in this like
a French press, you prissy cunt.
Hey man, listen, I don't like coffee, but I love the sweet cream cold brew because it's got 450 milligrams of caffeine. I went in there with a recipe of, like, I want to know what's going to jack me up the best and taste the best. And that's what I get. So fuck you. I've got preferences. However, I found it just, this place charges a little bit more and you can't, like, get your points for Starbucks, and so there's all these little like inconveniences, and I'm
Man,
just like,
I had no idea the coronavirus was this hard on you, Matt. I'm sorry.
no, I can still buy Rockstar, so I'm pretty good on that front. That's good. I get them.
Yeah, Matt's just bombing into like 7-Eleven and stealing all of the like.
No. I go to a Texaco and they know me there. So like the one girl working, she's like, I figured you'd come in today. It's been a couple days. I stocked the front for you. I'm like, yeah.
Matt, we're out of caffeine, but I've got this crack.
Hey, I would snort it out of a tortoise's asshole if it fucking got me there. You know what I mean? Like I would do that if that's how it happens. Like I haven't gone to a movie in like a couple months. I watch Toy Story on repeat.
Well, here's the
every
thing.
day.
Okay, here's well, let's get into movies because you need to start coming to movie night. It's every Tuesday.
Yeah. Well, I drive, so it's fucking difficult. And right now the weekdays are where the money's at.
I can't officially say that you should watch the movies that we watch on your phone while you're driving. Officially, I can't say that.
Oh, I could do that. I could do that. Yeah.
Allow the inference, dude. No, here's the weirdest thing. This is, I think, like I will actually remember the coronavirus, pandemic for this one thing. I ended up it started out as a joke. I decided to like show my friends and audience over on the Discord. We all watched Sonic the Hedgehog. And about 15 minutes in, we like all of us were like, why is this a competent movie? Like, why is this actually good? Holy shit, this is actually a decent movie. How did that happen?
Sonic was great. It was great.
Yeah,
I loved it. It was so funny.
Yeah. I mean, like I was talking actually, like, so a neighbor, like my neighbor, this is like another cool thing about this whole pandemic thing is I've gotten to know my neighbors better. I bake a lot of bread and then I give half of it to them because I'm not going to eat all that shit because I want to make more. And I brought him in. He came in for a Discord movie night, and it was his birthday. And so everyone in the Discord sang happy birthday to him, which he found weird because he didn't know any of those people. And I loved that fact. But
you have some weird fans.
I do.
You have some really weird fans. I mean, I do too.
They are wonderful people.
They are. I've spent actually a fair amount of time talking. I think more time in some aspects talking to yours than talking to mine.
Yeah.
Which is kind of bad, but I also have open phone calls here. People can call in. It ends up being a thing.
Well, it's just funny because like you talk with the dude, like he's like, he watched Sonic with us, and then he's like, yeah, actually that was a good movie. I just didn't get like when he discovers that his rings are on the top of this building in San Francisco. Why didn't he just go up there himself and get? I'm like, because then we wouldn't have had the opportunity for the joke about the child in a bag. Oh shit! Please, Mouthy Buddha, don't put me in a video. But
I can honestly think that will not happen. I think I could probably run a bet on that not happening.
Oh, no, he's a buddy of mine. I just actually finished watching his most recent pedo conspiracy video.
Yeah, that popped up today. I got a notification. It's all like the pedo conspiracy. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, it's Mouthy Buddha. Okay.
That's the thing is like, yeah, I like it's one of those things like I'm guessing you'd know him enough too. Like your ordinary run of the mill conspiracy theorist, I just want to tell them to go fuck themselves and they're retarded. But then like I see Mouthy Buddha come up, I'm like, oh dude, really? Okay. And I'm like, well, you put a lot of effort into this, bud. Like I genuinely appreciate the effort. I'm like, this was a compelling video in the same way that Loose Change was compelling, right? Okay, all right, go ahead, Mouthy. It's fine.
Well, yeah, God, Loose Change. Holy shit, I saw that like a long time ago, and I was like, man, that's really interesting because there was a time.
It was compelling.
There was a time when, and this is like still kind of entertainment related, like before you got to know Alex Jones as Alex Jones, as we know him now.
Talking like 05, right?
Yeah, there was a time when you would look at Alex Jones and go, this man has a solid idea of what's going on. You know, like this man has got a solid grasp on reality. Every marble is there. Every marble, and maybe more. He's got more marbles than any other person's got marbles. He gets it. And then that was a real bad belief to have, like worse than Scientology, just a terrible belief to have. And now we know the truth. He's insane. But hey, our good pal Sargon of Akkad absolutely fucking loves him. So there's that, right?
Oh well, yeah. Well, I mean, there's another one. I was doing the show last night, and Nuka Levy.
No, it sounds familiar, but I'm not too
He
sure.
and I have been friends for a while, and like our friendship survived the 2018 bullshit and all that. And it's funny because he came on the show. He's like, "Oh, we haven't talked nothing." And I'm like, "I thought you were angry at me." I'm like, "No, I'm not angry. In fact, I'm literally not angry really at anybody. Thanks to this apocalypse, this really, really disappointing apocalypse. I'm like, wow, grudges are a waste of time. Andy Worski, I hope rehab works out. Tonka, I hope you can get that total gym you've been dreaming of. I don't know. But no, I was talking with him last night, and I guess like it was funny, like he was doing some charity stream with I forget who. He's doing some charity stream, and I guess like Sargon was there, and I guess Jeff showed up and just ended up like picking a fight, as I guess is what he does now.
That is a lot of what he does now. Yeah, that's it's his Twitter feed is full of nothing but I'm just gonna take a large fat dump on people, and then as soon as there's pushback, he's like, I don't fucking care. I'm just gonna go fucking prep my goddamn bunker, go shoot my goddamn guns, fuck my wife, and talk about leftist politics.
Yeah. But I mean, so there's that. But I guess like I don't even know what it was because honestly, I do not pay really any attention anymore. And but I guess Sargon kind of shat the bed. And I'm just thinking, like, why is everyone so like high strung and freaked out right now? That used to be my job, and now I'm like the most relaxed cat on the earth. Now that hopefully it's ending. And I was talking with my own therapist today, for instance, like, how are you holding up? And it was it was a phone session, and I was like, I'm kind of confused and conflicted about the fact that like I'm kind of okay with the world ending, and actually never felt better. What is that? And he's like, I don't know. We're all going through this together. I'm like, oh, well, I'm glad, I'm glad you're getting paid at least. Shit, this is an essential worker. But then I looked at the internet, and it's actually kind of painful though, because some like genuinely good friends of mine with some really stupid beliefs, let's say, like we're talking like hardcore OANN fan Trumper types, right? But I still love these people. They're my people, and I love them. And I see them freaking out, and they're going into they're jumping into all these retarded conspiracy theories. They're saying shit like, oh, we need to reopen the economy, blah, 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 all that shit, right? And I see them freaking out, and it's funny because, like, I've had enough time and patience now to realize, like, in the same way that, with the exception of, like, the trolley shitbags from the Chans, for instance.
Yeah.
Most people, when they adopt some kind of retarded ideology and really cling to it, it's like religion. And it's the same thing when you see these people go into religious services, even though they could fucking die from it. And I have to pause. And whereas like a couple months ago, I'd be shitting all over the idea of what these people are doing, I'm now thinking to myself, I'm like, no, they're really scared. And I feel for them. And I wish they'd come to movie night because, nobody belongs anywhere. Nothing means anything. Come watch TV. That's what we need now.
Yeah, I would. I need to jump in there one night, or host my own. And my Discord.
Bring your shit, dude. I mean, shit. We watched it, dude. I made them watch Amy in a Cage.
Oh, holy no. You know what we're gonna do, right? So this is something that's gonna happen here. So 2 weeks from today, or yesterday, today, whatever, right? Marks the 10-year anniversary of when we filmed In Search Of, my very shitty feature film. And I should host a watch party for that, like a public, because I own it. So it's like, fuck it. Right. Dude. Like put it, we're down. Have you seen it? We've been friends for years. I remember
you showed me. Yeah, it was awful. I mean,
yeah. I mean, it's not the most awful thing on the goddamn planet. It's still better than Mac and Me. All right. But fuck you.
You tried your best, Matt.
I tried. I wouldn't say my best, but I would say that I tried.
I would say your best, Matt.
I would fuck off. No, I am better than that. I had I had an idea. I had a dream like Martin Luther King Jr. That didn't end with me getting a bullet to the head from, the government. But what really, kind of helped bring me into the LA fold.
Turns, didn't it?
It got real dark. I don't know where I went with that.
I wasn't seeing that coming. I'm
Well,
sorry.
neither did Martin Luther King Jr.
Yeah, no, your shitty Hollywood film and Martin Luther. Yeah, no, okay. I'm starting this. No, I'm not. I have no idea.
Well, I will say this is true. So my movie is not the best thing on the goddamn planet, but
not the worst. It's
not the worst.
I have been in worse. I will say that.
Yeah, I've been in worse too. But I did show it to a producer. This is true. I was working at my theater in LA, and where $3 Theater got its name from. And there was a guy who four-walled his own movie, right? And I love the concept of four-walling. I think it's awesome. You rent out a theater, you make the money that way. And this guy, he's produced and released 8 films. So he's got skill. So I asked him, I said, "Hey bro, like, would you be willing to watch my movie and to give me your thoughts on it?" Like, it's definitely like not something that's going to be like the next Blair Witch or the next Paranormal or whatever. But it's like, I think it was fun. I think it's got a compelling enough story to keep you interested. And and I gave him a DVD of it, and he goes and he actually watches it, which is rare for Los Angeles to actually do anything for you. You know this.
No, I don't. I've only been to LA once.
Oh, when we were in LA, that was wow. That was a fucked night, but we won't talk about that one. Well, no, you guys had fun. I got stuck with a fucking $45 goddamn lift ride back to Anaheim because everyone fucking bailed because of that other bull.
I discovered that night that Anthony Fantano, prior to me meeting him, was actually like familiar with my work and liked it. I was like, that was kind of cool.
That was back when Anthony Fantano followed all of us on Twitter. He doesn't follow me anymore.
No, you gotta keep in mind, I am back to the level of being as much of a nobody. Pre like 2017.
God, how does that feel? Is that nice? I wish I could go back to that.
No, it's not, because I stream Saints to YouTube and like about like twice a week, and we're talking 3 shows a week. Twice a week, someone will show up and be like, "Where's Jeff?" Like Jeff is gone.
Jeff doesn't live here anymore.
It's just me now. I'm sorry. The funny one.
I liked your guys' show a lot. Back, we guys have good energy. I like Jeff. I just find it funny now that he's like, "I'll just go on Drunken Peasants." Like, I just don't watch that show. I don't find it that interesting anymore.
Well, I mean, what really pissed me off though was the fact that like when he left the show, he straight up said, he's like, I want out of the game. I want to stop doing all of this. Right? Like, all right. And then he stopped doing that, and he immediately is just jumping on Peasants all the goddamn time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like,
probably because there's no commitment to that, but that's something.
You sank our ship, and then you found a new one to jump. I gotcha, buddy.
Well, hey, here's a question for you.
I mean, like, my show's mine now, and also, like I said, like that, like, and this is again to come to movie night, like to hang out with people like Jables and El Presidente and Ben and Mickey, like, they're good people, and it's one of those old things. Like, I see Dankula bitching about, like, why am I getting videos of people jerking off sent to me, right? I'm like, that's a problem I'm glad I don't have.
Yeah, I'm actually really happy that the photos of me being like a cum spattered bride have passed.
Well,
until
you put this out, and then everyone's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, that's a thing."
Yeah. Oh, he said it. All right, everyone, start jerking off on fucking pictures of Matt again. We've all been there.
No one ever honored me like that. I feel like I'm
really
just sexy enough.
You got to go flag a whole bunch of people.
I'm sure there's loads of people who masturbated to the thought of me for some reason or another.
They never saw your face. That's why.
Probably.
It's only the voice. Yeah, that's why I don't go on camera much anymore.
Thank God I don't go on camera.
It's the voice speaking through like a fine head of hair, and they're like, "Oh, we got rid of the hair. Well, we got to get going now."
No, you look way better with the shorter hair. you it looked like you just, when you had the longer hair, I just was like, "What's wrong? Who touched you as a child?" Like that's where I was at.
Well, I was like, here's the funny thing. I went to Rite Aid the other day on a beer/wine/cigarettes run, because that's essential products for me now. And well, I was looking, and they had those beard and hair clippers with the attachments, and I don't have one of those. And I'm thinking, like, and they're on special now because who the fuck wants one? And I'm like, hey, I should get one of those to like do my undershave. And then I'm like, who the fuck do I need to look good for? Like, what the fuck are you thinking? Like, no, like, you get to frame yourself on a C920. Like, you know, you can be 40 pounds overweight the way I'm guessing I am, and still pull it off. Fuck the, yeah, no, I'll leave it be. I'm gonna keep that $20 and buy another box of wine with it.
Well, you know what? Boxes of wine are a legitimate drinking source as anything else. I know because my grandmother was an alcoholic and loved that. I'm actually in the process right now of redoing my whole office. I'm going
What
to
happened to
be.
your grandma though?
She died.
Oh, of alcoholism?
No, she. What it was is she actually. This is so fucked up. It's true. They were moving from the Oregon coast to a retirement facility because they're getting up there in years.
Did someone drop something on her?
No, she actually tripped and fell on the staircase and broke her ankle. And when they went to the hospital, they ran some tests on her heart because they detected like a murmur. And they're like, "Oh man, your heart's kind of like you." I forget exactly what it was called, but they're like, "We need to get you to Portland," because they were like about 60 miles away from Portland. She's like, "We gotta get you to Portland. We gotta get you in a hospital. You'll be fine, but we have to do this now." So my grandmother and I love her for her own wit. She looked at him. She's like, "Okay, so we're taking the ambulance, right?" And the EMTs are like, "Yeah." She's like, "Okay, if I'm paying for it, you are running those lights the entire time." And they're like, "Done." And they did. And the last time I spoke to her, she had gotten out of surgery and she was fine. She was on her way to recovery.
She died of coronavirus.
Yeah, well before coronavirus was a thing, she died. Yeah, no, what it was is just her heart just gave out. It just like 2 days later, her heart just gave out.
So basically, the moral of the story is you should never move.
The moral of the story is love your grandparents because they're not around forever.
Stay in place.
Stay in place. Stay in shelter. Stay in shelter. We should have been staying in shelter for years. My grandmother would probably still be alive.
Stay where you are. Well, I mean, well, here's the fucked up thing, Matt. Like, did you hear about like it was about it was a month ago, I think. I don't know. Time is funny, isn't it? But
yes.
Well, the way the coronavirus spread initially in New Hampshire when the first cases got here was kind of what kicked me into this like nihilistic, absurdist perspective on the whole thing. Which, yes, I know anyone who knows me. Oh my God, Nick, you went there. Yes, I did.
What? Wow. Was it a Tuesday? Every fucking day for you.
No, here in New Hampshire, like this guy, he flew back from Italy. He was on a trip to Italy and he caught coronavirus in Italy before it got really bad. But when it was starting to look like, yeah, it's going to get really bad. And he flies back from Italy. He tests positive. He works for Dartmouth Hitchcock Medical, which is this like hospital chain we have.
Yeah.
So he works in healthcare and he's told and he self quarantines. And then there's like this business mixer before quarantine's over. He's like, I'm going to go there. I think like 2 or 3 people caught it from him by doing that. And so we're like, wait a second, this dipshit knew he had it. He was in self quarantine and then he decided to, okay, well, at least we've gotten that amount of stupid out of the way. No, we didn't, because another case, the guy caught it, I think in Boston or something, and he gets quarantined. He's tested positive. He's like, all right, we're going to quarantine. He's like, oh, wait, no, I have to go to church service. Fucking, oh, God. Please, no. You know what? I'm betting on the virus at this point.
Well, yeah, like where I live, because I live outside of Seattle. We had the first flare up here, and the first deaths were here. The first 100 of them were here. Now that pales in comparison. We had 2,400 deaths today. It looked like it was
died from abortions, Matt. No, you don't.
2,401.
Yeah,
just today.
Sure.
At abortion clinics all over the country, doctors were just heating up. Fucking wire coat hangers and just going in there like it's fucking Christmas breakfast and with their whisking eggs.
Exactly.
That's what's happening. 2,401 people in one day.
This entire Democrat coronavirus hoax has actually led to abortion doctors using Amazon sold soldering irons to perform abortions, and 50,000 women die every hour. But if you want to hear more about this, check out my show on OANN. It's great. You'll love it.
It's called The Truth.
It's called The Truth. It's called USA Truth.
But it's TRUF. The Truth.
USA Truth forever. And our special guest tomorrow on the podcast will be none other than Bill Barr. We tried to get Bill Burr, but someone made a spelling mistake. It's common here. And so Bill Barr will be here to hopefully give us a great Massachusetts accent. So catch us tomorrow at 12.
So yeah, I get you, man. But I wanna quickly switch gears to ask a very serious and hardcore question.
Oh God.
Do you ever think the toys in Toy Story fuck?
No.
I mean, have you seen how Woody and
I don't know. His name is Woody.
No,
I say
they're constantly getting into trouble. You see,
well, this is why I've been watching those movies on repeat.
I mean,
because
Woody and Bo Peep.
Yeah, no, clearly the answer here. Well, I mean, also Buzz and Jesse, because that's
really 1 out of 3 people would fuck Bo Peep, and I'm not one of them. So you guys argue that amongst yourselves.
Not it.
See, Matt. Look, now that's why you're
fine. I'll take one for the team. Jesus Christ, one of us has to be a team player. You fucking selfish bastards.
This is why the toys constantly get into trouble, though. You see, it's because they have all of the sexual urges, but they don't have the genitals necessary to carry them out.
Yeah,
so
but it's
they need to fuck up their own lives as toys.
That's my question, though. It's like, do we know that? Do we know that? We never fully see. It's like watching an episode. It's like watching 24. They never eat or take a shit. You know what happens because it's a biological function, but you never actually see it. So running on that logic, if these are animate, soulful objects that it can feel pain, as we've witnessed in the first Toy Story when Sid was trying to melt, fucking Woody's head.
Instinct too. They're alive in that very basic sense. They have that self-preservation instinct, which is like, I don't want to get blown up. Well, why the fuck not? You're just a toy. Oh no, I'm a living creature. And now you want to know how they fuck.
I'm just curious about that. Yeah, it's those things that keep me up at night.
I don't, here's the weird thing. I'd say quarantine's getting to you, but you're still out driving.
Yeah. More so now, too. But I have a lot of time alone in the car. And I haven't been watching as much YouTube recently because a lot of it's been shit, my own content included. So it's just been terrible recently. Nothing seems fun.
By the way, mine has been fucking amazing. And for those who are watching this video and not hanging out to shit up the chat and to shit up the comment section, and you guys go ahead, boulders, everything, whatever you want. But my content's fucking tight.
This is kind of a boulder free zone, to be fair. Like a lot of the audience on a lot of the audience doesn't know about all that. No, I don't mind talking about it like it comes up. Oh, now they do. Although, have you heard anything about this whole the female mundane mad? Have you been hearing about that at all? Going around?
What?
There's there's this Irish
a gender transition.
No. I mean, my tits are big enough, but that's a different story. So there's this Irish YouTuber named Susie Liu who's been like copyright striking and mass flagging a whole bunch of people, and it's actually been like getting their content taken down. Okay. And at this point, the commentary community, even Keemstar, has like spoken up to like declare war on this chick. And the thing is, she apparently has someone inside of YouTube that is working on her behalf, that is getting this shit taken down.
Of course she does.
And I'm just like, here's the thing. To be honest with you, like I've had partner managers. Her and I, I have over 100,000 subs, so I get a partner manager. That they don't do that kind of shit.
What the fuck is that?
Oh, a partner manager is a person who says they want to be your friend and help you grow, but really just wants to find a way to make money for YouTube through you by trying to push you onto sponsorships by what's the word? FameBit, right? FameBit got bought by YouTube a couple years ago. And so now those partner managers are just like, hey, what's your goal for your channel? Because, like everyone has different goals for their channel. Clearly, we don't all want to get more subs, get more views, and get more money. That's not how any of this works. And they want to work with you, and then they want to help you to go, okay, well, let's try to get you sponsorships, and they want you to go through FameBit. It's all a thing they're doing to just, they don't know what the fuck's going on. I know more about everything involving YouTube than the goddamn product team I spoke with at VidCon last year. I spent an hour with the product team, an hour with them, and I talked to them about
an hour you will never get back.
That's it. Well, that is very true. But what really astonished me was the fact that the 3 people there from different departments, everything is so compartmentalized on YouTube. They literally have no idea what the hell's going on. The right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing, and that's part of the reasons why everything is as fucked up as it is. So yeah.
Well, I blame YouTubers for that too. I mean, here's the weird thing. You mentioned the name Susie Lou. Who was it?
Susie Lou, yeah, she's you can tell you can identify her from the fact that you can screen a drive-in movie on that forehead.
I really don't care. My point though is it's a funny thing because like the world is falling apart. We got a pandemic, and here's the thing: like the sickness, the virus, it's not going to be what really destroys society. It's going to be how poorly we react to it, and I can't wait.
I want to see how this is going to impact people come November during the election, because lots of people are going to die.
Well, yeah, and the very fact though that like we've got 26,000 people in this country right now who are dead because of this shit, and I see people still talking about Onision. Like, how do you have the RAM to give a fuck about?
But Nick, he fed a dog a muffin. He fed a dog a fucking muffin, Nick. Don't you know?
Shit.
A muffin.
What's the thing is like if there's going to be more people who are paying attention to Keemstar, for instance, which I mean, let's be honest, as much of a shitbag as he is, Keemstar is the king of this YouTube shitbaggery thing where it's like, I'm gonna attack, destroy, take down this other person. Why the fuck? Why? What the fuck? Do you have nothing else in your life? Do you have no other thoughts that are remotely interesting that could perhaps like impact the world outside of like your opinions of some dipshit on the internet? Fuck me, I don't know what to make of it. But to see the fact that like and I'm cheering it on. I'm a cheerleader for it. I want fucking society to crumble. This shit's all fucked up.
You don't say.
It needs to burn.
You don't say.
It needs to burn to the ground. I said on Facebook, actually, it was like, for those of you who are calling for it all to burn down, don't worry, it's all on fire, and no one is coming to put it out. Hey, how about that? But then the reason I'm reaffirmed in this notion of mine is the fact that when I see people talking about some random ass YouTube person or Twitch thoughts or fucking Keemstar or fucking Onision, I'm like, this is still a priority in your mind, really?
Well, people, they also want to find a distraction. Let's also be fair on that one. Right?
I hope they are edible.
They've already watched Tiger King Nick. They've already watched Tiger King.
You know what they need to watch? Have you seen Dirty Money yet?
No, I haven't seen Dirty Money.
Oh my!
But I know it's responsible for COVID-19.
Oh my fucking god! No. Watch Dirty Money on Netflix. It's fucking infuriating and wonderful. It's like Trump. We all know what a fucking con man he is. But when you see it broken down in the way that this documentary team manages to do it, you are all of a sudden like, oh man, we are so fucked right now. And then Jared Kushner, similar thing. Jared Kushner's rental empire, that motherfucker is like one of the most predatory sociopaths in the goddamn universe, at least in the English-speaking universe, let's say.
Well, to be fair, he did try to get all in on Qatar, so that was he was trying to expand, which you have to respect the capitalism.
Well, yeah,
right?
It's weird though. No, I mean outside of just those two things, they even go into apparently like one of the ways that like the South American narcos laundered their money was through the gold trade. And when post Narcos, the series on Netflix, when they're like, okay, we need to get more creative, what they began doing was forcibly mining, like we're talking like these guys will make $13 in a month or some shit. Oh yeah, they're stripping South America of every ounce of gold they can get. Then they ship the raw gold up to a variety of different smelters and manufacturers in the U.S. who distribute it to Rolex, whoever the fuck you want to think, right? Cartier, I don't even know. But they send it out there, and turns out like a shit ton of that is actually mined, processed, and then resold to launder coke money. And you're like, fuck, everything is fucked. I'm so glad the world is ending. I can drink now and feel fine about it.
Well, that's there we go. Hang out, watch Dirty Money, learn how cartels run all of this through, and then realize that at the end of the day, the next thing they're going to go into is fucking crypto.
Oh, fuck that. No, I have a feeling like here's a funny thing. I bet you if a narco fronted corporation with $1 billion behind it decided that they wanted to donate to the RNC at this point, they'd be all about it. They'd be like, well, it's a corporation and that's capitalism and it's good. Now, excuse me while I give $1 billion to the fucking cruise lines. I mean,
Yeah, I love cruises, man, but I'm kind of happy that
cruises,
they're
no, fuck off. No, cruises are for people who don't know how to take vacations properly.
I'm going to disagree entirely on that one.
Listen, I get that you don't like to have to shamble around a piece of land for too long. But my point is that cruises are fucking stupid.
Okay, no. It's not about people who can't take a vacation. It's people who like the all-inclusive vacation.
Go to an all-inclusive resort.
You have okay. But there you're stuck in one location, right? You're stuck in one location. And if you're going to an all-inclusive resort, let's say somewhere in, I don't know, like fucking Mexico, like Cancun, right? You don't leave the goddamn resort because you're gonna die. That's pretty right. But here's the thing, man. No. When you go to fucking cruises and shit, and you go to Alaska, you went to I went to four different ports.
Instead of being abducted and ransomed or shot in the head for the $30 in your wallet, instead you get to catch an infectious disease and watch as the hallways fill up with literal human shit. Yeah, Carnival, man.
Okay, first off, if you're stuck on a cruise ship during a global pandemic, I can understand your argument. But if you're not stuck on a cruise ship during a global pandemic, your argument is null and void. Because here's the thing, when you go to a cruise ship, everything is like, it's fucking hand sanitizer city, dude. It's everywhere. You use the bathroom.
People who, I mean, I can't imagine a better vacation than being surrounded by a bunch of old people
they're the first ones to go, and then you get access to all their shit.
That's the ocean.
Right? You fucking throw them overboard. You know, like, dude, I was on
there.
Okay, first off, fuck you on that one. Okay.
Oh, do you want to go to a water slide in the middle of an ocean? You can. Because guess what? Water slide, but the ocean, it's right over
it's temperature. There. The water in the water slide is temperature controlled. So yeah, it's clearly better. But I'll put it to you like this. I was on my cruise. We're coming back, about ready to dock in Victoria, British Columbia, for a few hours, in order to hit that international port before going back to Seattle. And all I'd wanted to see the entire trip were fucking orcas. I just wanted to see orcas. Hadn't seen them yet. I'm chilling, looking out as the sun's getting ready to set, looking over to the west. 2 orcas start swimming alongside the cruise ship, like literally eye level with me.
And
it was a cool fucking experience, man. It was a cool fucking experience.
The weirdest blackfish anti SeaWorld protest ever.
Yeah, well, that's yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, listen, this is at least in the wild.
Probably kills orcas, Matt. Fucking cruise ships.
Well, everything has a cost, Nick.
Oh, okay.
Everything has a cost. I want my unlimited bacon in the morning. Exactly. That's what I want. I want my unlimited bacon and pancakes and pizza and ice cream. I want carbs to make up.
Yeah, you just like spending time with old people. You're like, isn't this bacon great?
No, actually, I'll tell you this. I don't like spending time with old people because old people get catered to. No, when I was on my first cruise, we went to Mexico for 4 days, and it was a booze cruise out of Los Angeles. So it was a bunch of college kids. So it was a younger audience, and they were doing all the movie trivia, right? And I went down there, and I won all 3 movie trivias because I'm boss as fuck, right? And I'm thinking, like, my second cruise, I'm gonna go back in there. I'm just gonna fucking walk all over everybody. They don't know who the fuck I am. They don't know what the fuck I know. They don't know where I've worked. Blah blah blah. I go in there, and it was a week to Alaska, so it's a totally different fucking audience of people. And it wasn't like what 2007 summer movie starred Seth Rogen, Michael Cera, Jonah Hill, and Bill Hader. And I'm like, fucking Superbad. This was all like, back in 1972, which movie starred blah, blah, blah. And I'm going like, fuck if I know. I was born 10 years later.
So hang on. What you're telling me is that you were on a cruise that was meant for old people with a bunch of young people. Therefore, your knowledge of movies made you superior to them.
No, it was for young people, and there were young people who didn't know as much as me.
Okay, no, so okay, yeah. So
That's because I'm clearly smarter than the youth in this country, Nick.
Thing that I said, but no, okay. So that's what made the cruise acceptable to you. So like all of those gallons of waste spilled into the ocean, all of that carbon pumped up into the atmosphere.
Uh-huh.
That was worth it to you.
Yep.
To feel superior to college kids. Briefly,
I take it where I can get it, Nick. Okay, I take it where I can get it. Hold on here. Does anyone know what this person's saying here? Man, shut show mouth and yo fat ass. I don't know, but his name is Goku691234.
I think he wants me to show my ass.
No.
I feel called
I mean,
out.
I can if you
Well,
get really into it.
I just want to quickly point out that clearly this is what anime does to people.
Here's the thing, and then fuck Matt's thing. But if you give to my Streamlabs, I will give you the full goat on Matt's video right now. Yeah, remember? We all remember waiting, don't we? It was back before Ryan Reynolds was a cultural icon, and instead he was just an actor.
Yes. That was a good movie too.
Dude, I actually watched. I watched Detective Pikachu last night. I'm like, not bad, not good.
My friend here says, no, this is what bad anime does to people, obviously in reference to Goku. But yeah, well, Dragon Ball's pretty bad anime.
Did you see, by the way, Steve Bloom last night? I got Steve Bloom.
You sent me that.
I was
that video.
That was like the pride of my fucking that's like I've had some weird interactions with people on Twitter, but like to get the voice of Spike to voice Spike while holding the pop vinyl figure and say effectively what I wrote for him. I'm like, I just wrote a line for Spike Spiegel.
Yeah.
I love Cowboy Bebop. It's it's one of my favorite works of fiction. I'm over the goddamn moon.
Now, if you do die from corona, you have lived a full life.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, you have to understand, Matt. I won't die from any of these viruses.
No, because you never leave your fucking house.
No. The world is not that kind to me. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm gonna have to endure all of this. I'm gonna go through all of it.
You're gonna be the last asshole left.
It's not gonna be I am legend. It's gonna be I am miserable.
He's got a cryo generator in the back room.
Oh no, nothing like that.
No, that's just he lives in
Everyone else is going to die, right? And somehow the internet is going to survive. And somehow, even though there's no one left on Earth, I'll still end up with shitty comments on my videos and watching my subscribers drop daily. And I'll be like, why do I have like 20 less Twitter followers today? Shit. Well, everyone's dead. No, Twitter won't cancel accounts just because someone's dead. They just don't like me, even though they're dead.
Well, here's the thing. I've actually been doing everything I can to purge a lot of like the people who came in from Gamergate, like the crazier ones. And so like, but then I've been gaining a lot of movie people, like a lot of movie people like watch the content and they follow me on Twitter, which is great. So like, I feel bad when people who follow me like just for movie takes get my full on like political bashing of the president. And then it's like they get real mad. Like I get it. We won't agree on this front, but
well, you see it too, then, don't you? Like if you like go on a little Twitter tirade about what a shitty President Trump is, like a handful of people will be like, "Oh, I'm done following this." It's like and then you look on their profiles, and then they're like, "Independent thinker."
Yeah.
Really?
I put out a video a couple weeks ago titled "Let's Talk About Trump's Body Count." Because I was talking about the dude who drank the fish tank cleaner, and I kind of put like some of the moral responsibility on Trump.
That's what that joke was about. Okay.
Oh yeah. I'm sure you saw some stuff. People were like really fucking triggered. It was funny. Well, it's funny when you have reactionaries get triggered over like factual information.
Well, keep in mind, dude, these are the people who, made careers in some cases calling out snowflakes, and they can't, actually, be expected to endure criticism of their ideology.
We call them Reubenites. No, it's true. The thing is, look, Dave, yes, Dave Rubin.
I have so consistently I'm like, I didn't know Jordan Peterson owned a purse dog. Like
Until you met Dave Rubin.
Oh yeah. Oh no. That's the thing. It's like Ruben lives in a kennel in the corner of Jordan Peterson's living room. Now he's a very small dog, but it's a very big kennel because we can't have him getting mixed messages about what he means to society. But no, I mean it's that. I mean, this has been the funniest thing. We were both around during Gamergate. We both saw the epic meme wars, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I named Kekistan.
We don't talk about that anymore, though, Nick.
Yeah, but for all of that, to see how it's all progressed and devolved / evolved into a place where, like the MAGA set, the Trump supporter set, and it's not. I don't even consider it conservative because I know loads of conservatives who are like, this is fucking retarded. Like, this is not conservatism. I'm like, thank you. You remember Buckley. You don't just go with Candace Owens. When at the same time, people are constantly forgetting, like, Candace Owens was a fucking meme target du jour because of social autopsy. But now she's red-pilled, and it's all fine. And it's funny, though, because in the same way that so many people who made their bones chiding an orthodox ideology, a dog shit orthodox ideology, which was harmful to people. And that's supposedly, ostensibly, why we were against it. Now, so many people are on the sort of opposite side of the fence doing the exact same thing. Like, you could almost say in certain contexts that Sargon has become the Anita Sarkeesian of the soft right movement. And
that is a bold claim.
It's fucking hilarious.
It might actually be pretty true. I've seen some of his takes recently.
No, the unquestioning nature with which these fucking people are just gravitating towards this shit and saying, like, yes, this is why nationalism is important. Meanwhile, we've got a pandemic which is showing us that, like, borders are completely fucking imaginary. Like, what? Oh, for fuck's sake, really? Like, we're gonna take Trump seriously after this debacle? No, it's a it's a hilarious horseshit menagerie at this point.
Oh yeah, well, I mean that's one of the reasons why I think in a time like this, to kind of pivot back to the whole point of this fucking stream was to talk about entertainment, because yes, we could go off about how there's a lot of shit.
And you invited me here, and you know
I fucking did.
And I have wine.
God damn it!
Worse.
I should have fucking known. See, this is the problem. When I'm like, I'm going to see what old friends are up to that I haven't talked to in a while. And then it's like, oh, hey, Nick, you've been reaching out wanting to get me to come on your Discord and hang out. Let me invite you to a live stream.
I just want you to watch
it's
movies.
It's VidCon all over again.
Live streams, Matt.
It's VidCon all over
again. I know better than that.
I'm not that bad. Well, to get you, fuck you. Fuck you.
I love you too, but
oh yeah, well Nick and I go way back. We go way back years, but it's like the thing is, like, I view it like the way I'm looking at things now is like, like what is going to be like the next evolutionary phase of culture and entertainment. Like, we know if you look at like populism on the right, populism on the left, politically speaking, there's a lot that's going on that front, and there's going to be a pretty big clash, and I don't see the right wingers winning, to be honest with you.
No. But I still stand by, though, something I said to you on Twitter. I'm not sure of it, but wouldn't it be actually kind of cool if the drive-in made it back, like make it mid?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I worked at one for 10 years, so it's like, for me, the drive-ins are very personal to me, especially the one I worked at, because what pisses me off is, so Gavin Newsom today, right? The governor of California has restricted large gatherings until August, which means no Disneyland, no VidCon, that already was going to happen, but no Comic-Con. Comic-Con's going to be canceled, right? Comic-Con, this is going to be my 20th year, my 2-decade. I was all excited to go.
Date yourself too hard.
It'll happen next year. But the drive-in that I worked at in San Diego, they can't open. It's a mom and pop operation. They do pretty well, $2 million a year. But they can, you hear all these reports that are like, oh, drive-ins are thriving and whatever. And it's like, this place needs to work. People need to work. My brother works there. My brother needs to work. Friends of mine who still work there need to work. So I'm pissed off about that because they can't work.
The transmission thing would be the only thing I'm thinking of. Like you pull up to the concession ticket stand, right?
Yeah, there'd be no concessions. That's the only thing to it. But you could still sell.
BYOB.
Yeah, well, that already happens at the drive-in. You'd be amazed at the shit I've cleaned up.
Yeah, nobody, no, everyone. You go to a drive-in, you kind of anticipate like everyone's bottle.
No, you don't. But the thing is, though, there's stuff you anticipate because it's you get it, but it's the stuff you don't anticipate. That's where it gets interesting because people are fucking nasty. For some reason, there was a brief period of time where people were trying, like a couple people were trying to shit in pillowcases. They didn't want to get up to go to the bathroom, so they just took a huge fucking dump in a pillowcase and then they left it.
And those pillowcases right now could be made into masks that our frontline healthcare professionals.
That's true. Yes. We're going to adopt the Native American approach to not wasting anything and turn all of our fabrics into masks that don't actually stop the virus.
Everyone should just carry a trench shovel in their car. And if you go to the drive-in, you need to take a dump, just dig a hole and then bury that shit. Like your dog, like everyone's favorite dog. You know what your dog does?
Yeah, but it's pavement. You can't dig in. Well, I think I know Taylor
in New Hampshire, all drive-ins they were dirt lots.
Yeah, no, ours was all pavement at the bottom of a valley. So imagine in Southern California, height of the summer, and it's just the black top is just sucking in all that heat, and then it just irradiates it all night long.
It's just cooking all of these human turds.
Oh yeah, I mean it was like not only that, but there's cum. There's so much cum that you would find. I mean, it's just like there's one night I'm like cleaning up. And it was like a weekday night. I'm cleaning up. There's one truck left. And I'm like, all right, I didn't pay much attention to them. They take off. I walk over there to take a look at something that I saw in the distance. And it's like 3 spent condoms right there on the ground, completely just oozing cum. And I think about it for a second. I'm like,
and then you went back to the main office and you're like, this is the last time we show Gangs of New York.
No, we didn't know. As far as I know, people weren't really fucking. Well, that came out in December of. We had that movie. It was long. So yeah, I'm pretty sure people were fucking during it. But I mean, no, I've seen people fuck for goddamn years, dude. Fucking it's just so much sex.
I just love how your stories are like, I found so much cum in this movie theater. And like my old professional stories are like, I stoked a fucking rebellion against Scott Walker. Matt,
we've lived different lives, Nick.
I've talked to my therapist about this so much.
But yeah, you totally should. We've lived different lives. You have gone up against political rivals. I have had to deal with drunk Marines that are so fucking entitled and drunk and pissing all over everything. It shapes our worldview a specific way. It really does. For one, the drive-in was like the Wild Wild West. I had freedom to do practically whatever I wanted. Like anything. I was the manager. I could do whatever I want. I could cuss out a customer. I could kick him out. I could call the cops. I had full fucking power. I loved it because I used it when I had to. But then when you go to any other normal job, it just fucks you because you don't have that kind of authority anymore. I miss the power, Nick. The power was good.
Shit. Why did I put all
Give us more power. More power. Oh God, you just
Oh my God.
Just screenshot that and then just go send that to your therapist.
Well, I'm gonna. Oh no, it was funny because he asked me. He's like, "How's your drinking been?" And I'm like, "Well, I switched from whiskey to wine." And he's like, "Why'd you do that?" I'm like, "Well, whiskey. The liquor store is a mile away, and I can get wine 3 blocks away, but it's fine." I've been intimately acquainted with the layout of my large intestines. I know exactly where they are now because they hurt so much. And now I have wine and it's fine. And he's like, well, so how's that affected you? And it's a funny thing to tell your therapist. Well, my shit kind of comes out like black. It's black. But I know why, so I'm not worried. And and then he's like, well, okay. And then we get back to the fact that I'm kind of enjoying the apocalypse It's fine. It's sort of like, oh, student loan repayment, you say. That's hilarious.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm so glad I don't have student loan debt. I have a lot of other debt, but I don't have that debt.
Well, I mean, this is part of the thing that I was talking about earlier, though, is so many of us live with debt, right?
Yeah.
And most of that debt is tied to things we were sold on, things we were told we couldn't live without. Yeah. Fuck those people because they lied to us the entire goddamn time. Fuck 'em. I love it. No, I really like this. I think this is part of where like this whole notion of like depression and anxiety not being a big deal in the apocalypse ultimately comes from, is that fuck those people. Like they fucked us into a hole. And it's exposing, as I said, these kind of systems. Our healthcare system, right? Oh, we're supposed to applaud the notion that Joe Biden is going to lower the age of Medicare to 60. Wow, I know that's young for you, Joe Biden, but for the rest of us, 60 is kind of a ways off, and we could use some help. But at the same time, like Bernie Sanders drops out. And I have been a strong Sanders supporter.
Yeah, same here.
Now, I see so many people really like depressed and upset about the fact that he dropped out, and like they get this notion that like the movement is over. Fuck that. We are at the precipice of a new age. And this is what worries me most, is that people are so eager to snap back to the normal that we had before, which we will not have. It's not coming back. And if it does, it's going to be worse. All of the bad things about it will be amplified. But what we have, though, is an opportunity to look at this situation and say, okay, well, I supported Sanders because this, and this, I believe. I think that government should work for the people and not inversely. I don't think we should be bailing out the fucking cruise line industry amidst a goddamn pandemic. And the fact is if you're the kind of person who's going to see Sanders drop out and say, well, that's the end of it. No, fucking wrong. The ideas are what must.
Well, the idea. Well, that keep in mind. There's on the Sanders thing. Is if you pay attention to 2016 when he dropped and endorsed Hillary, she took over his talking points. He was able to negotiate. And so he clearly did that again this time.
I just no. I see what that is. My idea though here is that it's not about the man, right? The Trump supporters, when they were all gung ho to get him elected, and even now, they like to pretend that like, oh, he's shaking up the establishment. No, he's fucking not. But the whole thing was he gave his people an idea, which they mistakenly still associate with him. But Sanders drops out, right? Okay. Biden versus Trump. It's a house fire. Biden is trying.
Oh, it's a dumpster fire, man.
Oh, no. I'm saying the country is a house fire, and the election comes down to if you vote for Biden, you're going to try and put it out with a garden hose. And it's not going to work. If you vote for Trump, you're spraying it with a fire hose, but it's pumping pure gasoline. Yeah?
Yeah.
That's the point, though. This is the idea. It's like the ideas behind what people who wanted Sanders, like the idea of a different and better America and better world, it can't die with a fucking candidacy. Now is actually the perfect time to begin organizing and to begin actually figuring out how we're going to rebuild. Because if we don't figure it out, all of us, if we don't figure out how we're going to insist and demand that the new structure be built after all of this, the people who will be doing it will be hedge fund managers, CEOs, billionaires, people who want nothing more than for you to see yourself as a vessel of labor that they can make fortunes upon. That's why they want the fucking economy reopened so quick. It's not because of you. They don't give a fuck about you. What they want is wealth. What they want is money, and they want money that they can wring off of your back. And if people are upset because Sanders dropped out and endorsed Biden, okay, fine. You can have the same 2016 moment. But the notion has to be that the ideas that we all wanted to see come to reality, those have to be kept alive in our actions. And no one is coming to put this fire out. So it's up to us. And that's one of the things I really hope this whole calamity brings about. Because if it doesn't, right? It really is choice. It really is a very polarized thing. We can either decide as a people that we're going to reconstruct our world in a new way that works for us, or we can leave it to the hedge fund managers who have all of the power.
Well, I would say, yeah, and I think there's going to be like a big political awakening to a lot of it. There has been for years, but people, come on, dude, this is modern society in America. As long as you can get your fucking Starbucks, people aren't going to care, right? And again, I go back to that instant gratification aspect. But now that it's been a month of no instant gratification.
I thought it was been 2.
Well, no, things have started really the last few weeks. It's been a month now of like the stay-at-home order in a lot of places. And as a result of that, now we're starting to see that shifting. People who are like you said earlier, oh, I'm kind of fine with where things are. You know, the people that are like, oh, well, I don't really need to go and see these movies right away. I don't really care what these celebrities have to say because they have no power. These politicians are fucking dumb. We are starting to see that awakening, and that might be one of the only benefits of this entire situation, truthfully.
Oh, no. You say it might be only one of the only benefits, right?
Well, I'm also, there's also like population control. Well, that's not a benefit, I should say.
No.
I say pollution. Sorry, I meant pollution, not population control.
I'm genuinely saying people need to wake up to the fact that the people in power do not give a fuck about them. I'm saying that like we need to wake up to the fact, like, all of these people who like are fucking super cheerleaders for capitalism in just, it doesn't matter what it is, as long as you slap that label on it, they love it. And they're like, yeah, let's go for it. No, like the airlines, the cruise lines, the oil companies, all of these people who are getting billions of dollars of your money do not give a fuck about you. You could die and they'd see it as cost of doing business. We need, like, this is a point in which people, I really sincerely hope, wake up to this fact that these companies, these organizations, these institutions that we've had do not give a fuck about you. You can die. And if you don't cost them money or votes, they're okay with it. If people can actually like recognize this and see that this retarded bicameral thing that we've been playing at for so long is fundamentally broken, like at its foundational level, it's institutionally corrupt. Now is the time to recognize this, because now is the time we get to see the failure of the systems that we have put our trust into. This economy, which worships wealth above prosperity, this political system which celebrates status above idea. If now is the goddamn time that we can actually come to understand that this is how it's actually working, now that we don't have the luxuries, as you said, of Starbucks, if we cannot recognize it now, we will never recognize it. And if we don't recognize it, then the next plague, the next coronavirus, when this thing mutates, when we have hundreds of thousands dying or millions dying, it's what we fucking deserve. Because our response to this and our understanding of the nature of the world that we actually live in, not the one that we want to, but the one that we actually do. If we fail to understand that, we deserve everything that's coming.
Sure. So now that we've lost over half of our viewers, yeah, you're welcome. Anyway, no, I agree with you, Nick, completely. I do completely agree with you on this one, but I do need to actually wrap this up because I have to be up early to be with my kids.
Well, this was your mistake for inviting me.
That is, well, it's not a mistake. It's a pleasant surprise that also kind of sucks. No, Nick, I always enjoy our talks. When we were at VidCon, we were hanging out, drinking, talking. That was fun.
Well, Matt, despite everything that's happened, like, I will still tell everyone, fuck you. That's my friend Matt.
I appreciate that. It's been almost 2 years, so I don't think it's as much going on anymore.
I don't get that much, but I do still see it. But it's like, even coming on here, like, fuck it. That's my buddy Matt. Yeah, I'll join his stream and ruin it.
Well, next time I come on your show, I'll derail it with talks of like My Little Pony that I know nothing about, but I'll just make up on the fly.
Listen, I know what I'm talking about. I'm offended.
No, I didn't say you don't know what you're talking about. I said I don't know anything about My Little Pony.
You can try and apply the salve all you want, Matt. The damage is done.
I'll buy you a box of fucking wine, you drunk bitch.
Send it to me in the mail. I can't go. Wait, shit. Never mind. I can't go to my PO box anymore.
Oh, is it closed?
Oh no, I was just thinking. I don't want to go outside unless it's. Wait, hang on. If there's a box of wine. Oh wait, New Hampshire won't allow that. I actually did. I posted a Facebook message tagging the governor of my state saying, home delivery of liquor and recreational marijuana when, sir? And
I am waiting for the legal, because it's legal. I don't know if it's legal in New Hampshire, is it? Is
No.
weed legal? Oh, okay.
No. It's legal in every state and the country to our north. Everyone. Canada, Vermont, Massachusetts, and Maine have all said, yeah, legalization. New Hampshire's like, no, that'll make our drug problem worse. What?
Look, if they offered, if they legalized pot delivery services, I would be on that in a fucking heartbeat.
Holy shit.
I would be on that in a heartbeat.
And I would honestly, I would pinch from every bag. I gotta be honest.
I get accused of that because of there was a story a couple last year about
surprised, didn't you?
No. I don't take people's food, dude. Fuck you. I take my shit seriously. But there was an actual article where they had they said something along the lines of 80% of Uber Eats delivery drivers eat part of the order, and then after that happened, I started getting a lot of people asking me when I was out, do you eat some of the food? I'm all like, look, I'm fat, not a thief. Okay. There's a difference here.
That's the thing. I can't see that because, if I'm pulling up to let's imagine I'm an Uber Eats delivery driver. I'm pulling up to McDonald's. I want a fillet of fish, right?
Offered the drivers a cup of French fries. Yeah, I go to some restaurants and oh, would you like a bag of chips or would you like, some French fries while you wait? And it's yeah, sure, fine, cool, I'll take it. But for the last 6 weeks, I've been doing intermittent fasting, so I eat between the hours of 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. and then after that, I don't eat. So when I go out in the nighttime, I'm like, do you want some French fries? I'm all like, you fuck off. And then I sit there in a car and I have food. The food doesn't bother me. I'll tell you what really bothers me. What really is pizza. That gets me. I love pizza. So it's that's a hard one. But no, really, it's, they give you items. They try to incentivize you. After that whole thing went down, Uber created this reward system, right? This point system. You could become a gold, I think or a platinum, right? And so if you get a certain amount of points, so this is how many deliveries you make. If you get 300 points in a month, which is not hard to get, you can get a free daily snack. And so at first it was wow, Starbucks.
Okay, I'm sorry. This is just weirdly Black Mirror, but continue.
Yeah, it gets a little bit weird because it's if you get to the point score, you can then go to McDonald's or Subway and get a snack. And so the thing is, though, most of the Subways and McDonald's had no fucking idea that this was even a reality, because they would not, Uber didn't communicate this with any of them. And so like I'd rolling up and I'd be like, yo, let me get a drink and a small fry. By the way, I'm an Uber driver, so that shit's free. And they're like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And I'm all like, here, it's in the app. And they're like, oh, okay. And then they took it out of the app. They just removed it one night.
You know what happened then? And I know this because
I probably abused it too much.
No. I was before pulling the app. One thing I have learned is that low-paid service personnel, if you insist upon a thing hard enough, they'll not give a shit. And they'll be like, okay.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's absolutely true. Yeah.
Have this shit. Fuck it. I don't care. Yet, and here's the thing to all of you watching, if you're ordering fast food through these apps, through these people, yeah, they don't give a shit.
That's actually not true. I can actually attest to that.
Shut the fuck up, Matt.
No, because a lot of people. Hold on.
I'm trying to make. Hang on.
You're trying to make a point. Are you gonna land the plane? Are you gonna fucking land the plane?
Yep, I am. Yeah, I'm that guy.
No, you're Rachel Maddow with a dick. So Rachel Maddow.
No, hang on. Let me put my Rachel Maddow glasses on.
There you go.
Do you feel like I'm more serious now?
I feel like you're
Not
a bit goofier.
No, the viewers. Fuck you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, as we were
well, there are people that take that shit because it's their job. It's their job. It's the way they make their money, so they do take it seriously. But the thing is, people like to look down on it as it's not any kind of valid fucking. It's like, oh, you just deliver people's food. Yeah. Apparently, amidst the global pandemic, I'm considered an essential employee. I'm an essential worker. Like the doctors, the nurses.
I've eaten at least 5 of my neighbors at this point.
We're not there yet. Give it time. But no, it's like also another thing too is a lot of places, a lot of these restaurants, they now seal their bags, right? They seal it so then the customer knows that the driver didn't tamper with it. So here's the thing: when I go to
future, dude, I mean that's the weird thing, isn't it? Like that's not going away.
No, if this was happening before COVID. But the thing is, I'd go to Panda Express or I'd go to like Wendy's or something, and they would not, or some other places, and they would not seal the bags. So then I go to my car with it, and then I seal it up in order to make it look like it wasn't tampered with.
Holy shit, everyone. OANN, InfoWars, you need to be paying attention. Monday and Matt has just admitted that your Uber Eats driver is falsifying your security.
Yeah. Sure. That's how this goes. You know that a certain group of people tried getting me fired from Uber about a month and a half ago.
What?
Yeah. They because I posted a video finally coming out and I said, oh, it did a video like life as a Uber Eats driver during COVID, because this is such a weird thing to be, and so then people who don't like me, the same ones who raided this stream a few weeks ago, tried getting me fired from Uber Eats as a way to, I don't know, whatever, like, take away my fucking income and shit. And I'm just laughing because I'm like, dude, there's like, for one, Uber doesn't give a shit. They don't care. It's like, does your car work?
Hang on. Have they heard that Mr. Medicare has mentioned you before?
Wait, Uber or other people?
Uber.
Oh no, they don't care about him. And
wait, are you saying that like internet clout, like red pilled edgy boy fucking internet bullshit doesn't translate to the real world?
Yeah.
Matt, I need you to be honest with me.
Well, here we go. Check this out. So Jen here asks, real question, why Uber Eats and not a different food delivery service? So the reason why I started with Uber Eats was because I was already a registered Uber driver in Portland from 2016. And so in 2017, when I moved up here, I was like, oh, I can just do the food delivery to make a little bit extra cash at first. And at first I didn't like it at all. And then after a while, so about almost a year ago now, I started doing DoorDash as well. And now I just added Instacart as a third one.
Matt used to actually like pick up passengers and hand them business cards with a QR code on them. This is
No,
hey,
I never handed anyone with a QR code.
my channel. Shit,
No, I never did that. I never did that.
Matt.
Because it's like it's a weird conversation to have with somebody when they're drunk and you're trying to find out where they want to go, and they're just like, "Take me home," and you're like, "All right, well, is this the right address? I don't care." Okay,
Listen,
okay.
It's not like you're having sex with them. All I'm saying
No.
is you could have gotten them to subscribe.
Actually, well, there are people out there. I was in one when I was at VidCon last summer. I got in a lift, and the lift had like a karaoke machine inside it. The guy had like karaoke. He had an LED screen hooked into a karaoke machine in the lift, right?
Now
And then like,
I just picture you with one of those like small like speakers just mounted to your hip, playing your phone. Like, hey, I've got your Arby's. You got to sing the song.
do you want your food tonight? Then I need you to rock it right. No, they'd fucking shoot me.
Wow.
Dude. These are
Oh my god.
I deliver quite often.
I have.
I deliver quite often to Evergreen State College. So imagine that one. Yeah.
Hello, bun. Here is your gender neutral ham and Swiss.
You get a lot of interesting people tonight. It was pretty sane. Although it's possible I did accidentally deliver the food to the wrong house. So I have like this burger order, and no, people, this is what fucking pisses me off. People who order food and then do not turn on their porch light and do not have their house number visible from the street.
Amen.
Right. And I'm just like, so I'm looking on GPS. I'm trying to find it. I park my car. I walk up and I think I find it. I leave the food on the doorstep like they wanted me to. I ring the doorbell. I get back out in my car and I say I've delivered it. And as I'm driving away, I look over and someone opened the door and then shut it again and left the food right there. And I'm like, wait a minute, was that the wrong house? So then I'm trying to like look up all the information again to confirm. But once you deliver, they wipe all that information out. You can't get access to it again. I mean, which clearly makes sense.
Is
So they clearly want to do that. And I'm like, well, now I'm just going to wait to see if they call me and if they yell at me. And no.
So for those who are just tuning in, next week we'll be having Monday and Matt, Uber Eats delivery driver.
You know I don't go by that name anymore, right? You know I don't go by that name anymore.
Snowden. It will be one hell of a show.
Yeah. I should. Well, hold on here. Jan asks. So what's the weirdest food order I've done? I mean, most of the food I do is pretty straightforward. It's not like too crazy. It's not like it's sometimes people come out like in their underwear. They'll come to the car in their underwear, like bra, panties, boxers, whatever. And I'm like, why? I mean, are you coming out because you want me to look? And there was a woman when I first started doing it. She came on out and she only had a towel draped over her breasts, not wearing a shirt. Just the towel was draped over her breasts. And keep in mind, this was November in Washington, so it's pretty chilly. And so I'm sitting there going like, what the fuck is, I'm like, okay, I notice it. But then she wants to start talking to me afterward.
She tipped him with pussy.
She wanted to start talking to me.
Tipped him
and
with pussy.
And then I realized that she'd been breastfeeding. And so then now every time I go, because I've delivered her multiple times,
tipped him with milk.
No, I've had some people flirt with me, men and women flirt with me a bit, but that's about it. It's pretty basic. I've had some crackhead. The other day I was at a stoplight going to deliver an order, and this like 50-year-old crackhead was all like, she looks at me, she's all like, blowjob $50, and I'm all like, nope, not that desperate.
25. You got a deal.
Yeah. I'll pay you $10 and I'll give you some gum. But no, really, really,
I got scope in the in glove compartment. It's fine.
yeah, it's antiseptic. You'll be okay. There's a slap burning, but I'm all right. It's just quite frankly, there's so much. It's a lot of just very quick interactions. And it's a pretty small area, so there's a lot of drivers, but I get a lot of repeat business, and people like me. You know, so there's not much that's really kind of weird about it. Not as weird as I would like, I should say.
It's the most disappointing fucking apocalypse ever.
Well, I mean, to be fair, we're such an instant gratification society.
Zombies or something.
Everybody wants zombies.
I'll take zombies.
But it's like zombies. Come on, zombies sound like they're fun in theory. They're fun in theory.
Zombies are actually just on Twitter.
You're not wrong.
Zombies are people who haven't had their Starbucks in the morning.
Yeah,
Matt.
and you can shoot them in the head. By the way, totally legal.
Oh, is that a thing now?
I guess.
You're just like, yeah, if you fucking don't like these people, you go out there, shoot them in the fucking head.
Yeah, if you see somebody like wandering around me like I'm on venti latte, you can shoot them in the face.
I mean, let's be realistic. Like, there's a lot of gamers right now that are they're salivating. They're salivating at this whole like zombies. There's a guy who works the drive-through at a Wendy's that I picked up from. And I don't know how the fuck this guy has a drive-through job. Right? Like he just says inappropriate things at the drive-through. And I'm fine with it because I there's a banter. But like I'll ask him like, "Oh, hey man, how's it going?" And he goes like,
"Is like a McChicken and double Whopper all you want, faggot?"
No. I rolling up there. I'm like, "Oh, hey man, how's it going?" And he just goes, "Yeah, kind of disappointed there's no zombies. I want to shoot a lot of people in the head." First thing he says to me, and I'm like, "Uh-huh. And then he basically pulls a Dante Hicks and goes, "I'm not even supposed to be here today." And I'm like, "I can see that. Yeah, I can totally see that."
Did you tell him he is an essential hero?
I might have to tell him that next time.
You need to,
in order to keep him from killing everyone.
Yeah, he might kill everyone. It's like, oh, you wanted to make McFlurry in a 40 caliber? Bang! Move forward. Ah, shit, you're dead.
Sometimes though, what's funny is you get people who don't understand what Uber is or what DoorDash is or anything like that. So they like have to be explained like what a food delivery order is, and it just takes forever.
Are you actually describing people who like make food delivery orders online with their apps, and then you show up and they're confused why you're there?
I haven't had anybody come on in and and like not, or I've had people not come and get food, right? So this is weird.
So you just leave the food on the porch?
No, actually I don't do that. I keep the food if they don't answer it. Fuck yeah, I keep the food if they don't answer it.
And you eat it.
I actually don't, because of the whole fasting. But before the fasting, I might have a piece of it and then I give the rest of it away. So what I mean by that is I had one lady order up 40 McNuggets, right? 40 McNuggets and a caramel frap and like a large fry. All together. And I'm like, damn. So then I drive to her place and I knock on the door and this woman answers and she's like rubbing her. She's like, what's going on? I'm like, oh, I forget her name. She's like, no. I'm all like, oh, I got this fucking Uber order here, And she's like, I didn't order that. Let me go check with my daughter. I'm like, okay. She goes check with her daughter. Daughter didn't fucking order it. Try calling the woman back who did order it. Phone got, her phone was like out of minutes or out of data or something. So I can't contact her. I contact DoorDash and I'm all like, yeah, what do I do here? And they're just like, oh, wait 5 minutes and then just mark it as she just wasn't there. And I'm like, what do I do with the food? And the guy just goes, I don't know. Keep it, eat it, give it away. Who cares? Right. And I'm all like, oh, okay. So I ate some of the McNuggets and then I found a homeless guy and I'm like, yo, dude, you want this McNugget meal? I got all this stuff here. I gave the frap to like the next customer. I pass that shit along. I do.
Frap. How'd that happen? Yeah, I don't even know.
Well, because I was delivering that guy another like basically caramel frap from McDonald's. It was popular that night, and the guy was all like, don't you want it?" And I'm like, "I can't. I'm a diabetic, so I can't have that. I don't want it anyway." But that's the big reason. He's like, "Oh, okay."
Size, motherfucker.
So I'm all like, "Yeah, well, I'm type 2 diabetic, but it's like I'm low, but I don't want to fuck with it." So you get some of that shit, and then you get a fair amount of food left behind. Every once in a while, just like it just kind of goes through this like these spurts. Like people fall asleep, they order, they fall asleep. It happened to me one night. Sonic Burger. I ended up getting like 3 deluxe burgers and like 4 hot dogs and like tater tots and French fries. And I'm like, I'm not gonna eat all this. And so I just found people to give it to because it's like I think the nice thing to do. Just like homeless people. Fucking here you go, man.
Yeah. I mean, for my part, I would. Well, I had a fillet of fish delivered to me by a McDonald's employee, who may or may not be infected with COVID, SARS-19, whatever it is. My point is, though, is that after that, I decided I'm going to learn to make my own fillet of fish. And fuck you, McDonald's, and fuck you, Uber Eats. You want $10 to deliver me a fillet of fish? No.
Why are you taking food out of my children's mouths, Nick?
I will make it my goddamn self.
Yeah, but you can't make baby formula that I buy with the money I make.
Yeah, but I also can't make baby formula out of fillet of fish sandwiches because.
Well, whose fucking fault is that? I thought you were the inventive one. Grind that shit.
No, it's fine.
It's high in it's fish oil. It's good for you.
I'm gonna make a whole bunch of fillet of fish sandwiches tomorrow, and I'm gonna give them to all of the homeless children, and I'll say, "This is from Mundane Matt."
Fuck you.
They'll look at me like, "Who?" And I'll be like, "Exactly."
Yeah, very much like who. Although I've been recognized a few times recently around town, so that's kind of funny. I was picking up an order from McDonald's, and this guy goes, "Hey, Mundane Matt, what are you doing here?" And I'm just like, hanging out. And then the lady comes up, "Here's your Uber Eats order," and I'm like, "You didn't fucking see this."
There you go.
The guy's like, "No, it's cool, dude. I get it, man. I get it. It's all good, man. It's all good." I'd met this guy before.
Waiting for a chance to come back.
Well, no, I'd met this particular guy before in the mall a while, like I think in like the beginning of 2018.
Don't call Saul moment.
Sure.
Mm.
I don't know. But anyway, no, I'd met this guy and he was like legit shaking when he met me. Like he was like, all like, "Oh man, like, oh, it's so cool to meet you." And he was like showing pictures of his kids and shit. And, so he was cool with it. But he clearly knew what happened because he'd kind of mentioned it, and I'm all like, all right, yeah, well, hey, everyone's got to fucking
boulders.
Yeah. I mean, look, I can't complain. In the last 2 days, I've made about $250 in the last 2 days for like a 3.5 hour investment per day. That ain't bad.
That's really good.
I'm personally like really tempted to just go the whole contract killer route where, who the fuck's gonna oh, he died of a bullet in the head and coronavirus.
And yeah, isn't that how they're doing it now? Like this person died of a stroke, but they also tested positive for COVID-19.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that they died of coronavirus and a stab wound to the neck.
Yeah.
No, it's fine though. I mean, if anybody wants to hire me, just email Mundane Matt. He's my manager. And say, "I want contract killer jobs done in his name." It'll be fine, Matt.
Yeah. That's completely legal and not at all bad.
No. It's fine.
And of course, not happening ever.
But yeah, email mundanematt@gmail.com.
That's not my email, but okay.
He's just being coy. Anyway, email him and say, "I want my Mima put down." Coronavirus.
What is this? Throw mama from the train type shit?
No, this is charity. Like we're talking, your elderly relatives are dying of coronavirus. Nothing would be better than a plastic bag over the head, paid for through Mundane Matt. Go ahead and Mundane Matt Assassin Squad at gmail.com, and you just email the PayPal and desired target, and
That's not how this works.
it's
So.
a new version of Uber Eats. You just relax.
Not necessarily. I mean, like, I'd rather deliver your pizza and
Yes,
not a
Uber-
bullet.
Uber sympathy murder, basically.
Yeah, no. If
Yeah.
that was the case, I am pretty positive somebody would have killed me a long time ago.
I swear to Christ, Matt. Here's the thing: if you become like an online compassion assassin, as we're gonna call it from now on,
Compassion
Yeah.
assassin. What
Yeah.
the fuck?
compassion assassin, you become a compassion assassin, and I'll tell you what, the Chan kids won't fuck with you as hard because they'll be like, well, I kind of want my Mimo to die too, and I can't exactly call Mr. Medicare to do that. And it's gonna be like, well, I guess I should call Mundane Matt because he's like, mundane assassin. There we go. You're welcome.
On that note, Nick is
just
clearly fucking drunk.
Reputation. I repaired your goddamn reputation, Matt.
Taylor says Uber kills.
Exactly. Yes. Thank you, Taylor.
Oh,
No,
fuck.
hang on. Yes. No. The real animator, whatever the fuck your name is. Yeah. Exactly. Matt can rebrand himself as a contract killer, and it would be great for everyone.
No.
Yeah, you
So that's
killed
it.
everyone who like all the headliners.
Well,
you were paid to.
anyway, Nick, where can people find you?
I don't know. Like, I'm just still pissed that you sort of like, early spooged on your brand. Like, this could have gone so far. and
Early spooge on my brain. Like,
Anyway.
if you ask the internet
stop
collectively,
killing furries. That's all
my
I'm-
brand, hey, if I was killing furries, I'd have a much better respected brand. Let's be fair about that one. So, I mean, if
I can't really
you
argue
know,
with that. I can't argue
you
with that.
can't argue with it because it's true.
No.
100%.
It is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you killing innocent people would be
Is
better for your brand than.
I disagree. I think they'd have to do something.
Are you saying furries aren't innocent people?
I'm saying some furries
You
are
are a
innocent.
fucking
Other furries are
savage.
weird.
Holy shit. Jesus Christ. If you want to find me, I'm Wizard of Cause on basically everything. And you can find me Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on Twitch and YouTube at Late Night Saints. I tried D Live. I would advise against it.
Well, yeah, because D Live is over. It's overrun with Nazis.
Holy shit.
So
Wow.
you have to watch out.
I got the worst fucking hecklers I've ever tried. They showed up, hung out and like a fun time. Like, oh, you're so stupid and you're fucking dumb. Like, oh, really? I mean, it makes me miss the days of Worski fans, and that says a lot because
Well,
I hire contract killers to go after most of them.
Jesus.
Least of all Matt, but him too. Now, but yeah, that's where you can find me. Also, you can find me here whenever Matt decides to throw me a link, and I have too much wine to avoid making bad decisions. So
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you stayed in and talked versus going out and doing anything that would be stupid.
exactly, contract killing is no, not yet.
Okay.
No.
All right, Nick. Well, hey, I appreciate you coming. We haven't talked in a while.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I may end up doing a contract killing business through OnlyFans. So if you're a fan of mine, I'll kill your enemies, and then show you my dick.
So
Yeah.
Jan here says, "What is it you guys I should talk about here? Just shooting the shit." Well, tonight's been a shooting the shit sort of thing. I actually had entertainment news related topics to cover tonight that I wanted to talk about. That didn't fucking happen. We've been on for 2 hours now, and it was totally hijacked. But that's okay.
Yeah, like no, like Matt basically like Matt's stream right now are like the plates because I showed up and Allahu Akbar the living fuck out of this show. And I'm proud of myself.
Fuck.
So.
Okay. So anyway, thank you, Josh, for coming in and being here to witness this. For if I am killed by anybody,
I
You at
didn't
least can bear witness to the situation.
Henry, I didn't give you any opening to bag on Matt the way I would. Go on now. Do it. Oh shit! You fell asleep, Matt.
There we go.
Look
There
at how
we go.
bad your contract killing has gone. It's so
Well, I
boring.
bore them to death. That's how I get away with it legally. So
Exactly. That's
there we
why
go.
everybody's dead and nobody knows.
That's right. I also have a death note. So, all right, everyone. Thank you very much for coming in. Really appreciate it. We will definitely do this again tomorrow night. Probably without Nick, at least for the first 30 minutes to get through the shit I want to get through. And then maybe that's also
doing my
fucking.
own show where I don't do this.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I don't
So
wanna
can I
sound-
come on your show and just like derail it with asinine topics of
I don't think you're
Politics.
capable.
I'm
Matt.
totally capable. I will get fucking hammered. I'll
I have
just get
honed
drunk.
this I have honed this skill over many years, being able to destroy other people's programs, and I don't know that you're ready. Also, if I
I can
bring
be
you on
ready.
my show, what will people say?
What will people what will people say? Yes. Yes. What will people say, Nick? As if at this point in our lives, either of us give one iota of a turd about what other people say.
Okay, so everyone tune in tomorrow night when I will try to remind myself to get Mundane Matt and Maddox into.
Now, Maddox, I know what that would bring, and I'm actually like, I think it'd be kind of funny to be honest with you.
I
So,
have no idea.
oh yeah, there's a lot there to that conversation. Too much to have right now. So anyway, guys, thank you again. I'm gonna go and get some sleep. I got to be up at 7 a.m. to look after my kids. So thank you, Nick. Thank you, Josh. Hell of a conversation, and peace out.